Jamie Ostroff got her hands on the paperwork that Bishop Sycamore leadership sent to ODE. It got them designated as a non-charter, non-tax supported school. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a designation for certain private schools. There are rules under Ohio law that you need in order to attain that status. First, you need to be formed around truly held religious beliefs. That's the language in Ohio State Code. Now, these schools still need to send information to the state every year that shows how many hours students attend school, what they're learning while they're there, and that the building is safe and up to code. So that is what Bishop Sycamore leadership describes, among other things, in these 18 pages that they sent to ODE last year. But it didn't take long for me to find multiple discrepancies. In its paperwork filed with the Ohio Department of Education ahead of the 2020-2021 school year, Bishop Sycamore reports an enrollment of 3 students. It says those students go to class from 7:10 a.m. to 3:05 p.m. at 303 South Grant Avenue, which also happens to be Franklin University's library. I asked the university if it ever had a relationship with Bishop Sycamore. School officials did reach out to us to look into leasing space, a spokesperson told me in an email. However, no contract was ever signed. Franklin even sent this letter to school director Andre Peterson in 2020, saying it was no longer interested in having a relationship with him after learning the high school was using the Franklin address on official paperwork. The paperwork also describes a partnership with 2 organizations, Advancing Science Worldwide and the Innovation Science and Education Foundation. Advancing Science Worldwide is a small nonprofit based in Arizona. It primarily supports schools in Africa. Advancing Science Worldwide, Inc. never had any partnership with a school called Bishop Sycamore, and we never provided them any educational materials, the nonprofit's president, Rithvik Masuku, told me in an email. But his organization did have a fiscal sponsorship agreement with the Innovation Science and Education Foundation. That, Masuku said, ended after ISE didn't send in its required paperwork. Masuku sent this letter of termination to 2 addresses provided by ISE. He said the letter was returned from the first, this office building in Easton, where I found no listing for ISE or Bishop Sycamore, and the second address was this house in Blacklick. No one answered the door there. An internet search returns no results for ISE, but the Franklin University letter links it to Andre Peterson. I have left multiple messages for Peterson. I have not heard back, and I also wanted to know how the Ohio Department of Education didn't catch any of this. They declined my request for an interview, and they have not responded to a list of questions that I emailed them. But they have said they are committed to looking into this matter further.